Hi everyone, it is so good to connect with you through YouTube again. It has been a good while since I made a video. It's been a good while since I connected with you through this medium. And I had to step away. I think it was September. That was the last time I made a video and published it here on YouTube. And around that time, the initiation that I was going through with the Ascended Masters I work with, particularly Kuan Yin, um, it intensified, and Kuan Yin essentially said, step away, turn off this, and really go into your cave um, and give yourself really fully to this initiation, which I completed around the end of November, and then I had more work to do on myself, and here I am now, excited to make videos again and to support you in your heroic journey of ascension, your heroic journey of awakening at this incredible time, these extraordinary pivotal times that we're in. So there is a lot going on right now. I think you know that. There's so much going on right now in 2022. And I want to I was thinking about what to talk about today, and what I really want to speak to is these different stages of awakening that we're seeing right now on the planet. And I want to bring in the word play. And some of you know I love word play. The word play that came to me about 6, 7 months ago. I made a video about it. The word play point to three stages of this awakening process. So the first is emergency. We are clearly in a crisis right now, an emergency. And in that emergency, there is an emergence. There's an emergence. And that emergence is an emergence of truth. There's an emergence of information that's coming out, say through whistleblowers, through the many incredible people online with huge YouTube followers who are really speaking truth to power and helping the multitude awaken to the level of corruption, the level of greed, the level of abuses of power, the extent, the reach of the dark agenda, and how that has been so, not just now how that's so, but how it's been so going back in time, going back in history. So we are waking up to how oppressed we have been for thousands of years, and these funny people, these satirists online, are doing an awesome job at really helping people awaken to this information. So this is an emergence from the emergency. There's an emergence of truth. There's an emergence of information. And with that emergence, there's an emergence of feeling. There's an emergence of emotion. There's an emergence of outrage, of sadness, of fear. That this actually could be happening and that this has been happening for a long time. So that's also part of the emergence, but that's also part of the awakening, is that we feel more deeply. We're disturbed. We're disturbed by truth. And that's actually really important, that we're disturbed by truth. It must hit home in the heart. And I've done writing on this on my website, and I will likely make a separate video about the relationship between emotion and truth. But really, basically, we must have a level of this inner disturbance to really allow these disturbing truths to not just come here, but to hit home in the heart. Because truth is in the heart. That's what we say, right? Truth is in the heart. It feels true to me. It feels true in my heart. So it is emerging, not just in our mind what is happening, but it is emerging in our hearts what is happening, the far-reaching extent of these nefarious agendas, this global mass murder, right? And how it has been so for a long time, that there has been this real, dark agenda, oppressive agenda, manipulative agenda. So emergency and emergence. So, and I'm going to get to the third level in a bit, but I want you to, I invite you to see this emergency that we're in as being like a pressure system. It is a pressure system. And so the pressure system is putting more and more pressure on a system, and in that pressure there is, things are breaking open. Things are breaking open. Okay? So more and more people are waking up because of that pressure system. It is forcing people to question. It is forcing people to feel differently. It is forcing people to look at things differently. It is forcing people to have new conversations. It is forcing people to turn from this source of information to this source of information. Okay? So this is a pressure system that is making people question, turn to their integrity, turn to their hearts, turn to their conscience, and turn to the light. So when there is enough pressure in this pressure system, we reach a breaking point, and that breaking point is the break of dawn. That is the break of dawn. When there's enough pressure in the pressure system, we eventually reach a key breaking point, and that is the break of dawn. Okay, so another word play for you there. Breaking point, break of dawn. But the thing is, to really reach the break of dawn, it is not simply about staying at the level of emergence from the emergency. We have to go to the third level, which is merging. Emergency, emergence, merging. What are we merging with? We are merging with the higher truth of who we are. We are merging with our higher self. Now it's interesting how we use the word our, your higher self, your soul. It really is you. So it's not about your or our, it is you. It's not about having a soul or having a higher self. You are that soul. You are that higher self. You are that omnipotent, omniscient light that is one with everything. You see, when we wake up to our higher self, we not just merge with our higher self, but we remember our natural merger with all that is, our oneness with all that is. So within our biological DNA, we have these light codes. And many, if not most of them, are dormant. They're not turned on. So it's our higher self in the form of light codes pressed against our biological DNA. And as we do our healing work and as we wake up, what happens is these light codes turn on. And as they turn on, we begin to increasingly inhabit our human body from the qualities of our higher self, the creativity, the power, the potency, the creative genius, the love, the compassion of our higher self takes hold. It anchors in the body and it runs our human awareness. So as we heal and awaken, we merge. It's a merging with our higher self, or really it's our higher self, which is who we are, merges with our body more fully. It takes the throne. It's like the king or the queen taking the throne. The throne is the body. It runs the body. So this is the next stage. It is the merging with the truth of who we are and all of life as one. So the thing is, if we stop at level 2, if we think level 2, which is emergence of information, I now know more about the corrupt agenda. I now know more about the dark forces, the dark agenda. Then what we're going to want to do is we want to kick them out, kick the despots out of government, kick the despots out of corporations, and let's get back to normal. Let's get our kids back in school. Let's get back to, having a drink at the pub, watching TV, watching sports. That's not what these times are about, everyone. That's not what these times are about. It's not about stopping at level 2. It is a massive ending. If you look at my last video, I go into that. It is a huge ending. This is the end times. There's no transformation of this world without a transformation in human consciousness. There is no transformation of this world without a transformation in human consciousness. Transformation of human consciousness means caterpillar turns into the butterfly. It's not caterpillar hangs out in the cocoon for a while, quarantined, waits for things to get better, learns a few things, reads a few books, watches a few YouTube videos, gets pissed off, gets sad, and then when everything's all good, goes back out of the cocoon and goes back into munching and munching and munching huge amounts of leaves while staying on the earth, lower self, butterfly, higher self, right? We are in a metamorphosis. This is a transformation from our lower self to our higher self. That means we have to do the work of healing our trauma, healing, transmuting our programming, and activating our light codes so that the higher self that we are anchors into our human body, into our human awareness. That's the radical transformation that these times invite, call for, catalyze us towards. This is the transformation in human consciousness needed to transform the world. And yet, this is the first stage. I'm learning more. I'm learning more about the corrupt power. I'm learning more. This is very important first stage. And I'm really grateful that there are all these amazing satirists, comedians online doing an awesome job at educating the many, but it just doesn't end there. This transformation is so much bigger than we realize. And you know why? Because we are so much bigger than we realize, and it is time for us to shine. Our light is so much bigger than we realize. This pressure system is so much bigger than we realize, and it is so needed because it has to catalyze that huge of a force of life. So I invite you to trust the wisdom of the pressure system and to not stop at, oh, okay, I got it now. Let's kick the despots out. Let's kick the corrupt people out of office. We know, history shows that when you kick a despot, when you overthrow a despot, what happens? Another despot comes in, often worse. Without a transformation in consciousness, what's going to happen? And without doing our healing work, what's going to happen is eventually at that level of consciousness, even with an awareness of all that has gone on in terms of the corrupt agendas, what's going to happen is people are going to go and they're going to re-corrupt the systems because they haven't healed the inner corrupted systems in their DNA, in their neurobiology. We're just going to repeat. Gradually, they will come, the dark energy will come back in and run the show. So it is a massive overhaul. It is a massive ending. It needs to end. The caterpillar needs to end. There is no butterfly without an ending of the caterpillar. There is no butterfly without a radical metamorphosis of consciousness. We love our beginnings on this planet. We love our beginnings. But we don't love endings as much. And for there to be an incredibly powerful, potent beginning, there must be a potent ending. And that ending ultimately ends inside, ending, healing, transmuting all the parts of ourselves that have identified with the matrix, that have been enmeshed with it, that have been codependent with it. All the survival identities going back many, many lifetimes that we still run from and that we're here to heal and transmute so that we can transform not just ourselves but the entirety of this collective consciousness and the systems and the infrastructure that are expressions of that consciousness. So I will leave it with that. Thank you, everyone. I hope this resonates for you. I'm going to put links in my description to my social media, my website, my newsletter. Please leave your comments. Please subscribe. Please like. Please share. Thank you so much for listening and watching. It's a real pleasure. It's a real honor to be here with you again. And I look forward to sharing more in the future. Blessings.